morning, crafty friends. I am here in my craft room. I'm going to do a single page 12 by 12 layout, and I'm hoping to finish this video before my family wakes up. So what I have here is a bunch of pictures from my son from one of his rodeos. So we have a picture of a bull, my son, his chaps, part of his vest, his spurs, boots, jeans, hat, glove, rope, part of the stock, chute, all the guys be around the chute as my son's getting ready to come out of the chute for his 8-second ride. My son, just after his ride or just before his ride, I'm not sure, but he's got his helmet on, and then his helmet hanging off the fencing. And Facebook, a few years ago, just kind of happened to take all these pictures and put it into this collage, and I really liked it, so I printed it out in black and white, and I thought this would be the perfect layout to show all the behind the scenes that goes on, all the gear that goes into riding a bull. So this is 8 by 8, and I am going to bring in my straight edge cutter. Let me just move a few things, and I'm going to be cutting all my papers down. So let me move the picture out of the way for right now. All of my paper is coming from this page kit. It's Cartabella, and it's called Cowboy Country. So the first one I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this down 8 1/4 by 8 1/4. Alright, set that aside. Then this one here, I'm going to cut down to 10 by 10. Set that aside. This red cardstock, I'm going to cut down 10 1/4 by 10 1/4. And set that aside. And then my last one, I'm going to cut down 11 3/4 by 11 3/4. And the reason I'm not doing 11 1/2 is because I want as much surface space to be able to be used on this layout as possible. So 11 3/4 by 11 3/4. Okay. Move that out of the way, and all my scrap pieces. And oh my gosh, you guys, I have been making so many videos and paper piecing that my craft room is just exploding. I need to get down here and just clean. All right. So I have this blue cardstock. The middle's cut out because I had used it for something else before. And I'm just going to take this, kind of reminds me of a sunset, I don't know, on the range. So this is going to go right on top. Remember, I just did this where a very little bit is going to show. Okay. All right. Then I'm going to move this aside and bring in my 10 by 10 and 10 1/4 and attach these. And sometimes I find that when I use liquid glue, the corners don't fully adhere. So what I do off camera is I just go back in and add a little bit of glue to the corners. So if you guys ever see that on camera that's not quite, I do fix it off camera. Alright. I'm trying to get them to burnish all the way to the corners if I can. And then I do that where too much glue seeps out. Alright. And then I'm going to take my picture and attach it on here. And for my picture, I always use my acid-free ATG. I've never used liquid glue on my pictures, so if you guys do, let me know. Does it ever warp your picture? Can you see it seeping through? I'm kind of nervous about that. That's the downfall with ATG. Okay. Alright, so now I have all 3 of these done. I'm going to start adhering them to each other. And I am going to adhere this to the top right corner, leaving about, let's see, an inch all around. And I have a title. This is actually was a strip from one of the pages in the paper pack, and I just cut it out, cut it in half, and then matted it on a black cardstock. And I'm going to use this as my guide where I want to put my picture. Okay. Alright, and then I'll go ahead and attach this. I was going to make a title, but I just absolutely love this. Boots, hats, and cowboy chaps. And when I saw that, when I was pulling the papers out for this, I was like, well, this is perfect because that's what we're kind of showcasing here. And there was another one that said, all things are possible with coffee and cowboys. And I'm going to have to do a layout with that too, because sometimes these rodeos for my son were really early in the morning, and Mama couldn't function very well without her coffee. Okay, so now that I have this part down, this is where I have not made my decision. These are some die cuts that I cut out last year in hopes to work on his album. But I haven't gotten all the pictures developed yet. I know, my son asks me all the time, Mom, when do you get my rodeo pictures developed? So I have some choices here. I can either use this bull and rider. Problem is it covers up a lot of that picture right there, but that's actually them coming out of the chute, so I mean, it's not really what I need as far as like this other stuff. Or I have just a hat and boot that I can put down here just as a little accent. Or I have this gentleman cowboy. Let's see. That I can just put right here. You know, I think I'm going to use the Gentleman Cowboy because this is just a very simple page and I don't want to take away too much from it. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Okay, and then I'm going to come in with my white Jelly Roll pen, except for it's upstairs, so I can't do that down here. But what I will do is I will do some highlighting around my Gentleman Cowboy. And if you go onto my Instagram page where I post my pictures, Scrapbooking with Jen on Instagram, you will see the final picture and how I do that. So anyways, that is my single page 12 by 12 layout, and I hope you guys have a great day. Bye bye.